What's up, and welcome to our podcast, Toast to Tea.
We're two friends that love the world of celebrity and pop culture and talking about it with you.
To join our world of celebrity, make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to our podcast. Now hit it.
It's about that time.
Wait, where's the Chris Cam?
To say cheers to our world of celebrity.
1000%.
They're back together, and it feels just right.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya.
Raise your glass.
I'm Maddison Hill.
And I'm Courtney Revolution.
Because it's our moment to
Toast to tea.
Courtney, welcome back. It is our first episode of 2024. How are you feeling?
Maddison, honestly, I feel clear. I had a lot on my chest, but like a good old cough, I coughed up the phlegm and I spit it out. How are you?
I feel like 2024 is already the year of like cleansing. Like whatever is not serving us, we don't have time for it. If you are not contributing to my bank account or my heart, my love tank, if you will, my experiences, like I don't have time. No negativity.
I agree. I'm all about protecting my peace and filling my pockets with coin.
With coin. Courtney and I were together last night. We did a little vision board party, which was so fun, but we were laughing. If you guys have been following us for a while, you know, in 2020, our motto was secure the bag 2020. And then the world was like, oh, well, here's a little pandemic. And our lives just like completely blew up in a way that was clearly for the better. Mm-hmm. But we didn't know that at the time. But now we're just continuing that motto in 2024.
Oh, yeah, girl. Instead of secure the bag, it's secure the bags. Multiple.
Yes, multiple.
Here,
we want
there,
multiple streams of income like the millionaires do.
Oh,
you
yes,
know what I mean? And it's going to happen for us because it's us. It's the year. I have seen multiple things say that this is going to be a really good year for Tauruses.
Really?
A year about Tauruses, yes. Allegedly, something with Jupiter. I don't quite remember the specifics, but there's something with Jupiter being in our chart, and like Jupiter means good things, and like this only happens every 15 years. Oh. And so prepare. It's happening.
Let me open my third eye, girl.
That's right. I need to do some chakra cleansing. I don't know if this helps, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm about to get some acupuncture in my forehead or something.
Whatever
girl.
I need to do, I will freaking do it. Oof. I'm excited. I'm ready.
Did you do anything exciting for New Year's, Maddison?
I didn't do a damn thing on New Year's, and I loved every second of it. I was just home with my family. You know, I mean, we just don't do anything crazy for the holidays. We love just being home and like not putting on real clothes. I was in comfy clothes. We had champs. We watched, have you ever seen the movie About Fate? It's an Amazon. Here I am already giving you a list of movies to watch, and it's 1 minute into 2024. It's About Fate, and it has Emma Roberts, and I feel like she's really, oh my God. Who's the girl from Riverdale? The redhead? What's her name?
You know.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it's really cute. So we watched that. It's about New Year's Eve, and I literally didn't do anything. What'd you do?
I really had planned to stay home and do literally what you did. But I had a friend that was like, oh, I'm having like a cozy New Year's Eve. So I went to her house because she had moved recently. And what she had was like the movies playing, and then she had like chicken wings, girl, sushi, girl, and then it sort of became like a sip and paint moment. So like as the watch went well, we were just like painting, kikiing. I brought, my little sour candies, girl. And we just chilled out. It was nice. And now I have like this memory of like how my year began, because now I just have like this painting that I painted.
Yes. Wait, I love that so much.
It was a lot of fun. I didn't want to like be in a club. I didn't want to like do the whole like influencer thing and like, being poppy somewhere. I just really wanted to like go into the new year just doing whatever I wanted to do. And that is what I wanted to do. I want to kiki and paint with a good sip.
I also feel like cozy New Year's Eves are like the new thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Although I lived, obviously, for seeing Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce out with the Chiefs, a little New Year's Eve soiree, and their little midnight smooch that's all over TikTok. Now, obviously, in that instance, I support a going out New Year's Eve. But for me, as of this year, I needed a comfy New Year's Eve. But if I could go to a New Year's Eve party with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, then I would make an exception. I would put on a sparkly dress, I would get some glam, and I would take my little tuchus to wherever I needed to be.
I might even be on time, girl. Honestly, if Taylor invite me, girl, I might be early, girl. I can't miss out on that, girl.
That's a big compliment. That is a big compliment. I'm living for it. I'd be early.
I'd literally be early. I don't play around when it comes to my girl Taylor.
No. Do you think, speaking of things that we think are going to happen in 2024, aside from us obviously having an incredible year that is going to be like none other, do you think Miss Taylor has a ring in her future this year? Because a lot of people are saying that.
I don't know. She's a lady that would want that ring. So maybe if they're as in love as they appear to be, perhaps I would be here for it. I definitely would be here for it. Do they have time?
They have time-ish. She's going back on tour, obviously, I think in February. He will be done with his football season after the Super Bowl. Everyone, let's manifest that the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl and we win, because then he'll be in a really good mood, and then maybe he'll even propose after that. But then he will obviously go on tour with her for a little bit. You know, he'll do some stuff in the off season. I feel like they have time-ish, but if they want to start a family, like I hate to be that person that's like, her biological clock is ticking, because I get anxiety about my eggs as well. But unfortunately, that is like something women have to think about. You know what I mean? It's an unfortunate reality that we have to face. But she has time, but not like a ton of time. But then again, Kourtney Kardashian just got pregnant in her 40s. So what the hell am I talking about?
Yeah, girl. You know, people getting pregnant in their 50s, girl.
So I'm like, I'm sitting up here blabbing, being like, Taylor, biological clock, but also like, medicine is a miracle. Okay, look at what we've experienced. So,
and especially when you have her kind of wealth.
Exactly. But I think she is. I think her and Travis are both traditional in the sense of like they would prefer it sooner rather than later. You know what I mean?
They're a power couple.
Oh my god, I know. I am obsessed. Obviously, our community already knows that, but the way I follow this relationship is like, I need to get my own. I'll call myself out. Like I'm just living for every second of it, because it's Taylor Swift in Kansas City. I mean, two things that I love so much. You know what I mean?
We have to put good juju on that relationship.
Yes.
Good,
because I want to meet them in Kansas City. Like I have to.
What would be the first thing you said to Taylor Swift if you just bumped into her randomly, like in a restaurant somewhere?
Well, first
in the bathroom.
Could you imagine? I would literally be like, which is so. To your point about that, really quick, she was just out to eat with Britney Mahomes and some of the other wags, and they went to this place called Rye. It's really cute. And I guess everyone in the restaurant was like, oh my God, she was so down to earth. She used the same bathroom as everybody else. Like, she didn't use the private bathroom that they were going to let her use. Like, she waited in line for the bathroom. And I was like, if I turned around and Taylor Allison Swift was in line with me in the bathroom, I would first probably almost throw up, and then I would keep it cool and be like, oh my God, I don't even know, actually. I don't even know what I'd say.
I would turn around and be like, girl, let me tell you something. Reputation is my favorite album from yours, so girl, don't mess this up when Taylor's version come out, girl. You know who you need to call. Onika Tanya Mirage. I would have to sell it real quick. I don't want to get on her nerves, but I need to get my point across, girl.
Quick elevator pitch. I always said, like, I would bring up, like, girl, I just want to let you know, like, where you need to get the best ranch, like something like cute and funny. And then she's like, oh my God, remember that girl? And then I'd probably be like, also, like, if you ever feel like it, we do have a podcast. Love to talk to you. Both big Swifties. We would literally talk about anything that you want. No pressure. You give me the talking points. 2 minutes. I don't even care. Minute and a half.
Just put our faces up there with yours and enjoy it. Just
literally. Honestly, just let us get like one photo and RIP to me. I'm happy.
RIP to me.
Like, love. You could also love your work. A couple of my friends, every time they've seen someone they know that are famous, like, love your work. I'm like, of all the things to panic, say, love your work.
Love your work.
Like, imagine me, love your work, Taylor Swift. Love your work.
Someone has said that to me at Hearts of Reality, and I was like thinking like they were lovely, but I was like, what work? Acting a fool. Maddison, I missed that charity event, Hearts of Reality. I didn't realize how much I missed it until this past winter had went by and I didn't go. Because you don't realize that people, they really enjoy you so much that they would pay money
To
to this
connect with you.
organization to connect with you.
Yeah.
You turn around and there's someone that knows all about the circle. And by the way, can they buy me a drink? Yes, absolutely. Like it's a really good
Absolutely.
experience.
I love it. Well, hopefully it comes back.
I want it to. We'll figure it
So
out.
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the tea, Courtney.
Okay.
I'm cheersing
toasting
my
to you.
water. I'm trying to
Cheers.
drink more water this year. We'll see
I'm
what
trying
happens.
to drink more coffee this year.
That I have covered. I've been drinking coffee since I was in a high chair. Okay, let's kick things off talking about Miss Britney Spears because I'm a little disappointed, but it's fine. We're going to be okay. So initially, you guys, sources were telling Page Six that Charli XCX and Julia Michaels, who I absolutely love, she's such an incredible songwriter, that they had allegedly reached out to write some music for Britney Spears' next project. We all got excited. We were like, yes, Britney is coming. This is going to be incredible. Yes. However, it's not actually happening. So now people are saying there is no new material that has been recorded. Rolling Stone also confirmed the news that Britney's management and A&R are trying to get her excited for the music, but it's not happening. And Britney herself even addressed these rumors, saying, a quote, now everyone get ready because this is a Britney Spears Instagram caption. Just so we're clear, most of the news is trash. They keep saying I'm turning to random people to do a new album. I will never return to the music industry. When I write for fun or I write for other people. For those of you who have read my book, there's loads that you don't know about me. I've written over 20 songs. Sorry, I'm just like, then what was the point of us reading the book? I've written over 20 songs for other people the past 2 years. I'm a ghostwriter, and I honestly enjoy it that way. People are saying my book was released without my approval illegally, and that's far from the truth. Have you read the news these days? I'm so loved and blessed. Whiplash from Britney in that Instagram caption. Moral of the story, she's not putting out new music.
Maddison Hill, I want to say this. My feelings personally were hurt by Miss Britney Jean when she referred to my good Judy Charli XCX as random people. That was the only thing that I had. It was like full stop for me once I got to that. They said I'm turning to random people. Girl, do you know about Boom Clap? Do you know about 1999 featuring Troye Sivan?
No, she doesn't.
Nor Britney. You know I love Britney down, but that part.
Well,
that
I
hurt
also
my
like,
heart.
do we believe she's been ghostwriting?
I want to hear it. I want to hear the music. What you
I
writing,
want to
Britney?
know who you were ghostwriting for. I love Britney as well. You know, I always give her grace because I think Jamie Spears is like one of the worst people ever, obviously.
Trash.
However, Miss Ma'am, who were we ghostwriting for?
I want to know.
Like, I'm just not seeing it. And over 20 songs, when were you writing 20 songs? Because I only see you twirling on your Instagram. So I'm just, I know there's a lot of hours in a day, but I'm just very confused.
I also was thinking the same, like that same thought. I was like, when is Britney finding time to write songs? But I guess that's all she presents to us on social media is that, you know, her low-rise bikinis and, you know, twirling her behind around. But I mean, if she's ghostwriting music for someone, how easy is that to keep a secret? Like, you know?
I just feel like we would know by now.
I agree.
Like
I feel like we would know.
Someone somewhere along the way would have 1,000,000% spilled the beans of like Britney Spears was a ghostwriter on the song. Like the internet works harder than anyone
We would have
I
figured it
know.
out.
We would have known. Like, there's no way. And also the whole bit about the book of her being like, those who have read my book, you know nothing about me. I'm like,
she got our asses.
you know, her publishers are like, why the did you just say that? Like, girl, we're trying to sell books. We gave you a multi-million-dollar deal. We got to recoup that money. And you're out here telling people, oh, read the book. You still don't know anything. Like,
Maddison, when I tell you I really got my hopes up when the first report came out that Britney was, you know, writing.
Oh, I know you did. I know you were like,
I said, okay, maybe Britney's gonna twirl on to Vegas, you know, for a week or two. I can finally see Miss Britney. Britney said, loser. I'm like Phaedra from Real Housewives of Atlanta, loser. I'm not doing anything, especially with these random people. So, you know, bless Britney's heart. If she wants to put out an EP, believe me, girl, we've got arms wide open.
Obviously.
Just like Creed, girl.
I will be streaming. Well, my dad's going to be so happy that you just made that reference.
What
A
about
nice
Creed?
Yeah, a nice classic rap reference. Are you kidding me?
Woman. Girl, I'm from PA. Under the horizon, welcome to this place. I'll show you everything. That's a classic hit.
It is
That's
a hit.
Oh my God, a hit. PA radio knows Creed, girl. Whew.
PA
The PA just jumps out every once in a while.
I love
I'm like,
it.
everyone doesn't like Nickelback and Creed. And everyone's like, I truly hate them.
No, I love it. This is why we get along, because your PA comes out and my Kansas City comes out, and it's the best thing ever. Like, in case anyone knew, we are not born and raised in LA, but we are making it our city, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on and talk about something else that I am excited about because it actually is happening, unlike Britney music. Miss Megan Thee Stallion has got a deal with Nike. She is joining Drake and Travis Scott. I'm living for this. I am a Megan Thee Stallion stan because she went through so much in 2023 that she deserves this in 2024. So in a new report from KicksFinder, Megan's collection promises to offer a diverse range of apparel designed to cater to various needs and styles. The collection will feature a premium jacket priced at $200 alongside a long sleeve bodysuit. The collection will also cater to diverse body types, which I love, with a plus size crop tee. You guys know I love a crop, and a slim crop tee, ensuring inclusivity and a fit for every figure. Now, Courtney, do you think this is a good move for Megan, or do you think people are going to be annoyed that another musician is doing another fashion collab?
Originally I was kind of like, why? Like, I get why Megan is doing this, because I think that it was a really smart move of Megan's like twerking to sort of like pivot to like athleticism. I don't know if we like realize that. Like, we know Megan for twerking, but we also like associate her with like athleticism. So this does make sense. And then I also realized that Megan is independent right now. So everything that she's doing in terms of like her music and her career right now, she is like self-funding. So this Nike partnership hopefully was a big bag for her, because a little extra coin ain't gonna hurt nobody when you draining your own pockets to fund your dreams, you know? So hey, I'm here for it. I've never really been like a huge fan of Megan's style in the past, because there were moments where she was looking like a WWE wrestler. But this makes sense to me. So I think a lot of people will buy it, especially if her name is on it, you know?
No, for sure. My sister informed me of this because we watched her performance. We didn't watch a ton of like the New Year's Eat, Rock, and Eve programs, except for a little bit of Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper because they're freaking hilarious. But we watched it and she performed and she looked great, Courtney. Like,
she had the purple bodysuit on and
yes,
stuff?
she looked amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, she's lost weight. She looks incredible. And my sister was like, well, obviously you are not keeping up on her Instagram because she is all about working out. And I guess through everything that happened to her this past year with Tory Lanez in the trial, exercising has been like her stress reliever. And she posts about it a lot, which is why I also think Nike approached her, because this has already kind of been a part of her brand the past year. So why not monetize something that you're already doing? And I agree. I think a lot of people actually forget that she's independent because people are like, oh, what? You're Megan Thee Stallion. What do you mean you're independent? But she is, you guys. Her last record label, it was almost kind of like a Big Machine screw over situation. And she's, you know, standing up for herself. She's doing it on her own terms. And I agree. If this Nike check's going to help her continue to do that, I say I will buy the freaking slim crop tee.
And I think that I believe like Beyonce is like stopping the Ivy Park stuff, isn't she? So I mean, if Megan eventually wanted to spin off and wind up doing her own collection of athletic gear, you know, that's not just a partnership, I think that could be like a really good business move as well. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I agree. Do whatever you gotta do.
I like that Megan Thee Stallion's lane is athleticism and like Saweetie's lane is like food. Like, you know what I mean? Sorry, that thought just came to me. Shout out to Sweetie.
But it's all about like leaning into what you already like. I think it makes
agree.
things so much easier, and then people are more likely to buy your product because it doesn't feel forced.
It has
You
to
know
be
what I
something
mean?
that's organic, you know?
Yeah, it's like
I'm not gonna buy a prom dress from Megan Thee Stallion, but I might buy like some trainers, some leggings, a bodysuit, etc.
Like I said, the crop tee. You had me at the crop.
crop tee.
the crop tee I will be buying. Take my money. Okay, just saying, Megan Thee Stallion. I will support. If it'll help you put out a new single, I will support. Okay, Courtney, we're going to move on and talk about the next piece on the docket. But this is a little more serious and also just absolutely wild. So we're going to be talking about T.I. and Tiny. It's a little bit of a trigger warning. We are going to be talking about assault. And actually, just the details of this are insane. So a new lawsuit has actually been filed against rapper T.I. and his wife Tiny. They are being accused of some pretty insane things. This woman is going by Jane Doe. She claims that this happened in 2005 when she was in the Air Force and she was stationed here in LA. She says that after meeting, this is her accusation, after meeting T.I. and Tiny in a club, they were having a good time. She claims that they drugged her, brought her back to their hotel room. They were wanting to engage in a little menage a trois situation. She remembers feeling drowsy. She wanted to lie down. They didn't want her to lie down. Clothes were taken off. T.I. allegedly tried to slide his toe into, you guys can put two and two together on where. Now, obviously, T.I. and Tiny are denying this. They released a statement
that sent a chill down my spine. Y'all saw me shivering, y'all. I literally have chills, not T.I. and Tiny. Y'all nasty.
You know what? My only really thing I know that much about T.I. and Tiny, Courtney, if you remember at our old job, like they would be all over Hollywood Live. Like it'd be like T.I. and Tiny, like cheated on each other. T.I. and Tiny are calling each other out. T.I. and Tiny. So I feel like they have my impression of their relationship is that it's mildly toxic just because of headlines that I used to see years ago. I do not know anything about the current status of their relationship, but I just remember 4 or 5 years ago thinking like, this seems wild. And I think the details of this lawsuit that really, it's the toe of it all. The toe of it all in this lawsuit is what is just absurd.
I'm not 100% sure if this is the same case, Maddison, but I'm almost certain that like right after our old job dissolved, I started doing the Green Chair Chats like on my own YouTube channel, and one of the videos that wound up performing well was like T.I. and Tiny like in a situation. I don't know if it's this same. It could literally be the same.
It honestly might, because I'm going to read their statement, and they are claiming this has been an ongoing issue for 3 years. So that would have been around that time.
Yeah, I think that this is the same case, and it's unfortunate that T.I. and Tiny can't seem to get themselves out of hot water. They always in something.
They are always in something. They are denying this, though. Their statement said, on the heels of positivity, negativity always rears its ugly head. The plaintiff has been threatening to file this lawsuit for 3 years. For 3 years, we have empathetically and categorically denied these allegations. For 3 years, we have maintained our innocence and refused to pay these extortionate demands for things we didn't do. For 3 years, we've maintained the same position while the claims in this story have changed time and time again. Our position is clear. We are innocent of these fake claims. We will not be shaken down, and we look forward to our day in court. Now, Jane Doe is seeking unspecified damages, so we don't know how much for sexual battery, sexual assault, negligence, and all of these things. So, I mean, they're going to take her to court. They're going to fight it.
Well, it's not like Diddy, right? Diddy made sure to pay Cassie the next day. Wire transfer.
And they're saying no.
T.I. and Tiny is like, we ain't doing it. We gonna prove you wrong. So prove it.
And that's kind of how I feel. I feel like this is like the allegations in this lawsuit are wild, obviously. Awful. But they're not backing down. She's not backing down. And so I feel like really the only position I can take on it is I have to see what happens in court. I have to see what evidence is provided, because right now it's their word versus Jane Doe's word. And I need to see more to be able to make an actual opinion on the situation, other than what she's claiming is horrible. And they're saying that's not true. That's all we know at this point. It's not enough to form an opinion.
If more people come forward, it's not going to
That's different. That's different.
Not going to look good.
Because then we're going on the Diddy situation. You know what I mean? Now 4 women have come forward making allegations against him. And I do think, though, when this goes to trial, depending on what comes out, it kind of will show, I think, a reckoning for a lot of people in the music industry is happening this year. I feel like in movies and television, We already had that reckoning. We already
Yes,
had that
ma'am.
house cleaned. And for some reason, I feel like this year is going to be the year of people in music. We already got Diddy. I think Scooter Braun is on the brink of
Ooh,
something
I
coming
agree.
out.
Yeah.
Because how weird is it that we heard
All them
all these
clients.
clients and then radio silence? I'm sorry. Something is cooking, and it's not the fact that he wants to focus more on his role of Hive America. T.I. Tiny, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this is the year the music industry is going to have a lot of eyes on it for a lot of things that have gone unnoticed for several years.
Well, we're gonna be right here in the teapot toasting and discussing it. Cause y'all nasty.
Exactly.
Period.
Which, speaking of things that we need to discuss that are happening,
I
as
thought
well.
you were gonna say, speaking of being nasty.
Speaking of being nasty, I was, because Gypsy Rose's little clapback that made headlines this week was
Not
whoa,
this. Not the
had
D
me-
comment.
You know, when I read that, I was like, Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
She said, I'm gonna tell
My
you right now.
lord. My lord. So for those of you who've been seeing Gypsy Rose's name and you're like, why the hell do we care about this girl? It was a very famous true crime case because her mom, Dee Dee Blanchard, was murdered by Gypsy and her boyfriend, but Dee Dee also had Munchausen's by proxy and made Gypsy Rose think that she had leukemia. She had her salivary glands removed. She had her in a feeding tube. She had her in a wheelchair. She made her daughter sick. She had her do these unnecessary surgeries. So there were, not that murder is okay, obviously, but there were a lot of extenuating circumstances when it comes to Gypsy Rose's case, which is why she only had to serve 8 years in prison for what happened. She was released. She's out. She's on social media. She's going to be the next big influencer.
Girl.
She also is having a new Lifetime series, which I will also say, if you guys want to see like a scripted version of what happened with Gypsy Rose, The Act on Hulu.
Girl, please.
12
The
out
Act
of
is my
10.
show.
12 out of 10. Like, it is
12
so
out of 10. I saw
good.
that one.
It is so good.
Joey King played the hell out of that part.
It will send chills down your spine. Like, Joey King shaved her head for the role. Like, so good. But now Gypsy Rose herself is speaking out about what happened in prison. Lifetime, shout out to Lifetime, love a good Lifetime movie, is releasing a 6-part documentary called The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It will feature many truths that she hasn't shared. I already saw one of the things she's talking about is some situations with her grandfather. It looks like it's going to be something that will probably have all of our jaws on the floor. We'll hear from Gypsy about the events leading up to the murder, her life in prison, her marriage to her husband, Ryan. It's going to be something we need to watch. Now, Courtney, speaking about the D, for those of you who also missed it, this is what I really want to hear your thoughts on.
Please.
So Gypsy also made headlines, you guys, because people have been making fun. People have been pointing out that her husband looks like her mom, which on a lot of levels is kind of weird and messed up, but the internet is the internet. So should we be surprised? Absolutely freaking not.
No.
So Gypsy decided she's going to go defend her man in the Instagram comments and give us her first clapback since coming out from behind bars. And her clapback said, Ryan, don't listen to the haters. I love you and you love me. We don't owe anyone anything. Our family is who matter. If you get likes and good comments, great. If you get hate, then whatever, because they don't matter. I love you. Besides, they jealous because you are rocking my world every night. Yeah, I said it. The D is fire. Happy wife, happy life.
Period. And she said what she said. Now what?
The D is fire. I didn't need to know.
I wish that we would have followed Gypsy Rose in her day-to-day in prison. Because you know I love 60 Days In.
Oh,
I would have loved a
yes.
good 12 days with Gypsy Rose. I want to meet the friends, the inmate friends. I want to see what she's watching on the TV. I want to get into what Gypsy's meals were like. But I'm very much...
You guys don't know this, but before we used to film our show at our old job, Courtney and I would literally watch ex-cons on their YouTube channel.
23 and 1.
And like they would post videos of like making prison meals or like things he experienced in prison and like how to get out of it. And Leo would literally be like, you guys, we have to go. Like, you guys, please turn off your prison influencer. Like, we need to go. So I just needed to say, like, Courtney and I are very invested in what people's life is like behind bars. And that just, I agree. Like, I need to know what she was doing every day.
Maddison,
What?
do you know what our friend Felicia sent me the other day?
What?
Gypsy Rose is related to Stassi from Vanderpump Rules.
Yes, because they're both from Louisiana.
I
She's
chose
a distant cousin. Which
not
Stassi
this.
loves. Because Stassi loves crime,
Yeah.
loves anything spooky, loves murder. Like, I
It's
know
in your
she
blood,
is
Stassi.
living. It's literally in her blood. And for
I want a
anyone
picture.
to have that moment, I live for it. I agree. I'm like,
I
Stassi,
want
go back to
Gypsy
Louisiana.
Rose. I want Gypsy Rose to walk into Tom Tom. I want Stassi to be there, and I want there to be a photo moment, and I want us also to be there as well.
If
I
I saw
need it.
Gypsy Rose at Tom Tom, I don't even know what I would do. I'd be spitting my shams out. I would be like, this is too much. But obviously then I would have to go talk to her. This
We
is
need
too
it.
much. I'd be like, girl, I know you love the movie Cinderella. You love Disney. I love Disney. You know what I mean?
We said, Gypsy, you got time for an interview, girl?
Yeah.
Go ahead. We got a voice recorder right here, girl. Let's go somewhere quiet. So, Gypsy,
Tell me.
what's next for you, sister? Fashion Nova? Cha-cha heels? Bodycon dresses? What? What's going on?
Oh, she apparently already has merch.
Gypsy Rose has merch?
Yeah, when I was doing my live yesterday, the House of Hill was telling me, oh, she's already starting to sell merch. Someone was like, it's kind of expensive though. Like, I wanted to do it for the bit, but like, I'm not going to spend like a ton of money on Gypsy Rose merch just for the bit, which I agree. Like, there's a line, you know what I mean?
What is Gypsy Rose going to sell? She's putting on clothes.
The D is fire.
If she had a really good team, she would be around for a long time.
I was going to say, if she has good people in her corner, which I don't know, I think right now she's got to be cautious. Because
we gotta meet the husband first. We gotta know if the
everyone's
husband
gonna
is good.
want a piece of the pie. Everyone wants a piece of the pie, including probably Ryan. Because he responded to that and was like, now come over here and get it. And I was like,
I didn't even see that. No,
oh yeah.
girl.
So he responded.
No.
He said, come over here and get it.
When you're ready, come and get it.
Yeah. So if they were smart, people would probably buy a selfie of Ryan that says the D is fire.
If she were smart,
Not
she
me,
would
but
come
some people
out
would.
with a series of fictionalized books based off of her life that will then translate into a television series that's just a little bit different enough from the act. Now, Gypsy, you know what you need to do.
We're giving you the idea.
Selling American Eagle polos in the spring is not. Oh,
and we'll
that's
take
not.
10%.
Girl, we're gonna take 15. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oof.
Next. Okay, let's talk about Joe Jonas as well.
Okay.
Because now he might be moving on from Sophie Turner, and I don't know how I feel about it. So I need you to weigh in here. So he was seen leaving the Cabo airport with model Stormi Brie. Page 6 is saying, now we don't know if they were getting on the plane together, but I saw the photos. They were getting on the freaking plane together, okay? They are walking right next to each other. You don't walk next to somebody who you're like, hey, stranger, we just both happen to be getting on this plane to Cabo. Now, whatever, he is obviously free to move on. Him and Sophie Turner are divorced. And she posted for Instagram, or for 2023, and she said, it was the year of the girlies, which I lived for.
Mhm.
We love that. Also, we know Sophie Turner is allegedly moving on with that aristocrat, Perry Pearson. They've been seen together multiple times. So, of course, Joe Jonas is able to move on. But for some reason, he still irks me.
Why, Maddison?
Because I still am not over him trying to paint Sophie as a bad mother. And I can't get over it. I can't get over it. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know. Stormi Brie, I'm sure, is a lovely, lovely woman. But I'm like, Stormi Brie, is this the man who we want to be with right now? Is this who we want to start 2024 off with?
She said, girl, that's Joe Jonas. We're gonna have to
I'm
put it to the side.
No childhood fantasy is worth it. It's just not. It's not.
You said not Joe.
No.
I replayed that video on my phone from the concert of him going, if you don't hear from these lips, don't believe it.
Literally, Joe, you can take that and stick it where the sun don't shine. Okay?
Said, come on, Joe, you better Madison. That concert was so much fun because he was feeling sassy that night, girl.
Well, and you know what also kills me about him too is remember when he tried to say like Sophie wants to go out and party and I'm just a homebody. I'm like, sir, who's getting hammered on stage? We want to play that?
Oop, oop. They calling you
Okay.
out, Joe.
I don't know. I feel like this last 2023 it was for the girlies because it did really change my opinion of Joe Jonas. I did not have that on my bingo card, but it did. And so whenever I'm seeing these headlines of everyone being like, yeah, Joe, move on. Joe's moving on. Joe's moving on. I'm like,
But as soon as Sophie did it, was a problem.
literally. But when Sophie did it was too fast and Joe's just focusing on his children.
Yeah, I remember that.
But now Joe's doing it and we're all like up in arms, couldn't be
Who said
happier for the man.
yes?
He's going with a model.
Who's
Miss
watching the
Stormi.
babies?
The nannies. Actually, Sophie, probably. I'm not. I don't
Mm.
want to throw her under the bus because I'm sure she is. And they're probably in London having a crumpet and tea and having a great time.
Mm.
But I just, I don't know why it annoyed me. I saw that and I was like, I
You
don't
said
care.
absolutely not.
No. And we know, I mean, I guess we don't know what the situation is. I'm sure it's casual, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan
So
of it.
I don't want to see it.
And I feel better now that I've gotten it off my chest. So thank you, community, and Courtney for letting me get that off. I really
We
needed
got
that.
you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Something else that I think people are not going to be happy about, Courtney.
Oh, Lord.
Miss Kenny and Bad Bunny reunited. And it feels
What?
allegedly very good for them. So they spent New Year's Eve together, y'all. They were together. They were with mutual friends. They were with the Bebas, Miss Justin and Haley, Kendall's
Oof.
besties. Now, apparently, sources are saying they rang in the new year together because they share a lot of mutual friends. They were all on the same trip. Now, a source told TMZ that just because they spent New Year's Eve together does not mean that they're back together yet. This source who spoke to TMZ reiterated about 57 times. They have a lot of mutual friends. They have a lot of mutual friends. They have a lot of mutual
Okay.
friends. However, someone wrote into Dumois who saw the party and the vacation and said that they saw Kendall and Bad Bunny making out.
Ooh.
So what do we think is going on?
Maybe they had some cocktails. They were feeling the moment. Maybe they're going to leave it all in
fireworks.
2023. Maybe it was a leave it in 2023 kiss.
That's how I kind of feel. I kind of feel like they had like the cocktails were flowing. They were on vacation. I do think this trip was probably planned before they broke up. And so it's like, do we go on the trip? Do we not go on the trip? Like,
That
is it going
makes
to be weird?
sense.
Is it not going to be weird? They decided to go on the trip. The 818 was going down smooth. And
Not the 818.
you know, I feel like she is one of those people that's like, I will only drink my tequila.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be surprised.
surprised.
She seems super, like Kendall gives me down to earth, but she does give me that vibe that like she will only drink A18 just to prove a point, which is fine.
It's her tequila.
No shade. I see her making her cocktails on her TikTok, and
That's-
they're always a tequila cocktail, you know? So I give it up to her. Chris has trained her well.
yeah.
But I do think that this was just like a one night thing. I don't necessarily think it's going to lead to like them getting back together and being in a full on relationship again. At least I don't think so. No.
I hope not. Not that I
No.
dislike them as a couple, but it was just kind of like, it was just very random to me.
Courtney, people dislike them a lot as a couple.
Really?
Like Bad Bunny fans do not like him with Kendall Jenner.
I didn't
Like
realize
had
that.
very
I
strong
thought Bad Bunny
feelings.
had his own long-term girlfriend.
He did. He did. And then she filed a lawsuit against him for using that like what is the phrase? It's like it's Bad Bunny, y'all. Or like something that he's used in 2 of his albums, like some like girl voiceover was actually his like long-term ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
And he obviously they broke up and then still has been using it. And she's like, no, we're not together anymore. You don't get to just use my voice. I would love a little payout. Which honestly, I think
Dramatic.
she's entitled to.
Yeah.
I'm not letting
That
my
was-
ex-boyfriend use my voice on his
Yeah,
albums
that's
while
a
he's running
poor
around
decision.
with Kendall Jenner. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not.
Especially if he's running around with Kendall Jenner.
No, you're gonna give me a paycheck
Mm-mm.
and a big one that will make me comfortable for a little bit.
That
so
wasn't
I
a
can
smart
forget
decision, Bad Bunny.
that. I know. You know. Well, I'm
How-
sure he didn't think it would come back to bite him in the butt, but
Yeah. Do we see them kind of keying throughout the year, like little check-ins, like we'll see them like spotted at dinner and stuff?
I kind of think for like the beginning half of the year, but then once one of them meets somebody else, then it'll be done.
I agree.
Because I feel like Kendall kind of likes to like keep the carrot string. And then when she meets someone new, she's like, okay, moving on.
Ugh, poor Bad Bunny.
So-
He'll be fine.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be just
True.
fine. I feel like there are plenty of women out there who are very pro Bad Bunny that would
And
be
men.
happy. That's true. Would be happy to fill in for Kendall Jenner. So I think Bad Bunny's gonna be just fine. And you know who else is gonna be just fine?
Who's
And
gonna be just fine?
obviously, community, we could not let you down and not talk about Miss Selena, our first episode back of 2024. You know, if there's Selena Gomez tea, we will be talking about it here on Toasted Tea Pod. And Selena is making some comments, though, that I'm sure a lot of Selenators were not wanting to hear at the beginning of 2024, but nonetheless, it's happening, so we have to fill you all in on it. So, Selena very well could be giving us her last album. She is giving the impression that she wants to be done with music and just focus on acting. And she made these comments on the Smart Last podcast. She said, quote, I started having a lot of fun with music and then touring was really fun. But I was doing my TV show, Wizards of Waverly Place, at the same time, and I just found it really fun, so I kept going. But the older I get, the more I'm kind of like, I would like to find something to just settle on. She went on to say, I do feel like I have one more album in me, but I would probably choose acting. I'm going to want to chill because I'm tired. Now, Selena does have 2 Emmy nominations for Only Murders in the Building. Love that show. Iconic cast. Do we think Selena focusing on acting is the right move, or is she losing a bag by not continuing on with her music?
I don't think that she's necessarily losing a bag by not continuing with music, but I think that people in general that are not part of Selena Gomez's audience haven't taken her music seriously. But it's been proven, we've seen that, Only Murders is, getting nominations. And I think that Selena's like, you know what, if I'm going to put my heart and soul into something, let it be something that I love. And it's also sort of universally like positively received. A lot of people love Only Murders, like passionately. So I mean, I like Selena Gomez's music.
I said I.
But if that's what she wants to do, then I'm gonna support her because either way, her passion is gonna shine through whatever project that she's doing, whether it's music, acting, rare beauty, what have you.
No, I agree. She also said in that interview she wants to continue to focus on her philanthropic endeavors, which I think that goes hand in hand without even saying. Like, when you think of Selena Gomez, she is one of those celebrities who is using her platform for positive change and to make a positive impact on the world, which we absolutely love. And I also understand her wanting to pour more into acting because she's good at it. Like you said, it is positively received, and she also gets like award show recognition. Not that I think everyone needs that, but if I were Selena Gomez and I've been creating music for as long as she's been creating music, pouring her heart and soul into albums, especially rare, and to still not get nominated like she should be getting nominated at certain things, I also would kind of be like, you know what? I'm over this. Like, no one's giving
She
her
said,
her
I'm
flowers.
tired.
I'm tired. I think after a while it would get annoying that every time you put out a song, people are like, is she talking about The Weeknd? Is she talking about Justin Bieber? No, she's not. She's writing music. She is an artist. She has Julia Michaels helping her out. Like, for the love of Pete, let it go,
And even like Selena and Chef is like positively received. Like, you know what I mean? It just seems to be like her music is the weakest link.
Yes. So I understand her wanting to divert her focus away from that. I also pose to you the question. I think also part of the reason why she might be rethinking her future, I think Benny Blanco has a little bit to do with it, not in a negative way. So don't get it twisted. I think, when you find someone who you are happy with, who you see a future with, you start thinking about what you want that future to look like. And I think she wants to allow more time to be with Benny and possibly be a wife and possibly be a mother. And so she's starting to now think that way of like, where do I need to be putting my time in that's going to be, the most fulfilling for me, and also still allow me time to be a normal person and have relationships and have a family and have focus on that. And I think you don't really think about that until you meet somebody who kind of stops you in your tracks and says, okay, career is amazing and incredible, but it's not going to keep you warm at night, to quote this Christmas. Ooh. So, I do think maybe she's in a relationship that she's never really been in like this one, or she's never been in one like this before. And it's kind of making her think of like, what do I see for myself 10 years down the line?
Yeah, she's not stopping a bag. She's just like finding better balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can kind of like have a little bit of everything. Like one more album, here y'all go, now hush. And
Mm-hmm.
then you go and do what you really want to do. And you also make those decisions with the relationship like at the forefront as well. And like you said, it does kind of seem like she's like, you know what? I'm gonna do this, but I could potentially be the stay-at-home gal because they both have coin, like, you know,
And
and
they have other things going on aside from
exactly.
music, you
And
know?
if Benny wants to travel somewhere or needs to travel somewhere, Selena might be freeing up her schedule where she would be able to travel with him as well, which I think is important.
Mm-hmm. And she deserves that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she deserves time to be the passenger princess. And I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like it's people try to paint it negatively, like, oh my gosh, she wants to be with her man. Yeah, she wants to be with her man.
My
Okay.
man, my man, my man, my man, my man.
And she's in love. I think they're both down bad for each other. Like, they
Yeah, I
are.
agree. It's good to see.
It's
That's
a
how it should
mutual-
be.
I agree 1,000,000 quadrillion percent. Like, could not agree more. I'm living for it. I was kind of like not very pro Benny Blanco at the beginning because I was just like, interesting, feels
You said,
random.
who is this man?
But now I'm here for it. After seeing how they are together in public, I'm like, no, this is not something to be scoffed at. You know, this is something we need to be paying attention to, and something that I think people need to be more supportive of, because she's going to do it regardless. She's kind of like the younger sibling. That, you know what I mean? Like, we can try to be like, I don't know if this is a good
They're going to do
idea.
what they want to do.
They're going to do it anyway, so you might as well get on board. Get on.
I'm
and
ready to
Courtney,
see them on the carpets.
You're an older sibling, so I know you understand that feeling. As am
Yes.
I. You know, it's just one of those things. You just absolutely.
You're
Go
just
for it.
there to, you know,
Do it.
when
Do it,
you mess
girl.
up, girl, I'm gonna be there to, you know, pick you up. But just know you're gonna fall because I'm older and I know. But I'm gonna be here. You know, I'm gonna clean the scratch off your knee because you're gonna scratch them. You're gonna scratch them up.
But who knows? Maybe
Maybe not.
Benny is her end game. We don't know.
I hope so. That would be
I
cute
know.
for her.
I would love to see her and Taylor have their like people by, like, you know what I mean?
Aww.
Their people. I love
Everyone's
that.
all growing up.
I know.
This is cute.
Except for us. Kidding. No, we aren't growing up. We're very mature. We're very mature. But no, I'm living for it. Okay, Courtney.
Hmm.
You know what time it is.
Oh.
It's time for our segment. The
Put
first
it-
one of 2024.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Mhm.
It is time to put it in the teapot.
If you want us to read what you want to put in the teapot, please send your submissions. Justice has already done it. Shout out to Justice. But you can email us what you want to put in the teapot at toasttoteapod@gmail.com. It can be personal. It can be celebrity related. Really whatever you want to let go of. I feel like now is a really good time to obviously do that with the new year. Send in your submissions to toasttoteapod@gmail.com. We want to hear from you, the community.
I think that what I would like to put in the teapot for this week is to allow people to be more than one thing. I think that, you know, as we grow and evolve as people, we may encounter those in our lives that are like attached or like stuck on this one version of us. But we are people that are always changing each day. You know, our interests change, our likes change. And I think that we should be more open and more receptive and more accepting of people that want to do more than one thing. A really good example is Iggy Azalea. She said she's not going to finish her album because she wants to go and do creative direction and, you know, design video sets. She's always been better at music videos. And I think that we should allow ourselves to explore things that are not just our main things. I also want to say, get a hobby. I think that sometimes we forget to do things just because and without the purpose of engagement.
Oh my God. Okay, love that.
Thanks.
Love, 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 love. Okay, the thing that I want to put in the teapot as the first episode of 2024 is self-doubt, because I feel like I am somebody who is constantly I know comparison is the thief of joy, and I know that, yet I still do it. And I feel like a lot of times when it comes to certain, Courtney, you know this, content creation things, I do tend to have a lot of self-doubt, and I am leaving that behind. I'm putting it in the teapot. I think we are all capable of whatever we want to do. If we can think it, we see it, we believe it. No dream is too big. We can do it. We need to stop doubting our freaking selves, because if you continue to doubt yourself, that's going to manifest, and that is what's going to keep holding you back, and you're going to be in the same freaking hamster wheel cycle. So I truly feel like I have got to cut it out with the self-doubt, and everyone else should cut it out with self-doubt. This is the perfect time to do so. I hate when people say new year, new me. It's not necessarily a new year, new me, but it is a new year and just getting rid of those bad habits to make a better version of myself for 2024, because it's the year of the Taurus, everybody. So get rid of that self-doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
And for everyone who's not Tauruses too. I just had to throw in the Taurus because Courtney and I are Tauruses. But everyone should throw away the self-doubt in 2024, because who has time for that? Truthfully, I am over it. I'm over it, because I think that is why some things haven't happened for me, because I'm just in this constant state of like, oh, I don't know if it could be me. It can be me. And why not? And
Take a chance on you, Maddison.
Exactly. And take a chance on our podcast. So everyone, please, thank you so much for supporting us when we launched this at the end of last year. It is going to be an incredible year together. Courtney and I, we have talked about this endlessly the past 2 weeks, how good of a feeling we have about this year. You guys, we are going to put in the work to make sure we can get to where we need to be, to bring more opportunities for all of our community members and do more stuff with y'all and continue to grow so we can all grow together. So please know we appreciate you. We see you. And we're going to work our little booties off so we can do more together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you guys just like fulfill a certain purpose within us, and just knowing that you guys will always be there for us has always been, the most motivating and uplifting feeling. So we just wanted to say that we appreciate you, our community, and keep on sipping, y'all. Do it for us.
Right. Yes, absolutely. You guys, make sure you are following us over on Instagram and TikTok at ToastTeaPod. Like I said, don't forget to send in your submissions for putting it in the teapot to toastedteapod@gmail.com. You can follow me on social media at I am Maddison Hill, and my Snapchat is unfortunately a little bit different, which Courtney knows is killing me internally, but I can't get my username to change. You can follow me on Snapchat at Maddison Hill 93.
You can follow me on TikTok at Court Revolution, on Twitter at Court Revolution, on Instagram at Courtney Revolution, and on Snapchat as well at Court Revolution.
Yes.
So many
y'all
usernames.
definitely follow our Snapchats. That is the place to be. So please
That's the place to
follow
get all
us.
the behind the scenes.
Yes, follow us on, truthfully, Instagram, TikTok, all of the things. You have no idea how much a follow helps. Like, it helps more than you think. Make sure you're also liking, make sure you're subscribing, and also don't forget to participate in the Spotify poll, because that also helps us a lot. So, thank you all so much. We love you. We're so excited for this year together. And you guys, we will see you next week.
Next week, toast to tea.